Legend of Yufei, Chapter 47.
Okay, let's jump in. Okay, let's open this dramatic chapter. We start with a major internal crisis, right? The emperor goes on, though, at this specific point, the rebels call him the Gang King to undermine him.
Right, a deliberate political move.
Exactly. He's under severe threat from this rebellion led by two officials, Miao Fu and Lu Xingyan. The empire, which had just sort of stabilized after the Joshin invasions, is suddenly on the brink again.
And what's immediately striking is Yufei's response. It's very strategic. Instead of just, a direct military assault, which could have dragged on and caused more chaos in the capital, he sends two of his most trusted generals. And maybe his most colorful ones, Niu Gao and Ji Qing. And their plan is, well, highly unconventional, audacious even.
Oh, yeah. Niu Gao especially, he really takes center stage here. His first move, he goes to Marshal Han Shizong, another powerhouse general known for his loyalty. Niu Gao needs to get him ready to march. Han is genuinely surprised by the news, which tells you how fast this all happened, but he promises right away, okay, I'll bring my army to Linen. This kind of rapid coordination was, well, absolutely vital.
That initial contact, reaching out to a peer general, it really shows the critical importance of having that network. Reliable leaders, clear communication, absolutely essential for a quick response in such a volatile time. It wasn't just about one strong general, it was collective action.
Okay, the Niu Gao rides alone to the gates of Linen. I mean, can you just picture the sheer audacity, the nerve? He calls out for Miao and Lu, pretending he's on their side. He spins this incredibly elaborate story saying, Yufei is fed up with the Gang King, hasn't rewarded him for his great deeds.
Wow.
He suggests they depose the king, make the little prince emperor, he was only 3 or 4, and then just split the empire between themselves. And Yufei? Oh, he'll assist a little.
Just assist a little.
Right. And Miao and Lu, naturally, they're overjoyed. They think they're about to get Yufei, the biggest general around, on their side.
So you have to ask, how much of this was Niu Gao just taking a huge gamble, and how much was actually pre-planned, a strategy cooked up with Yufei? Either way, it's just brilliant tactical deception. He's playing perfectly on their greed, their ambition. Maybe they just underestimated Niu Gao too.
And the deception just keeps rolling. Niu Gao then calls for Ji Qing to join them. He claims Ji Qing is his brother who turned bandit in the Taihang Mountains because the Gang King, quote, didn't use him.
Another disgruntled potential ally.
Exactly. And Miao and Lu, they're still completely fooled. They enthusiastically welcomed Ji Qing into the city. They must have felt absolutely unstoppable at that point.
The timing of what happens next is, well, frankly, it's impeccable. While Miao and Lu are inside, probably celebrating their new allies, news arrives. Marshal Han Shizong's army is already at the city gates demanding their capture.
Boom.
And crucially, an official, Zhu Shengfei, has already gone to open the gates for Han. This whole sequence was just perfectly orchestrated. The rebels are suddenly completely trapped, isolated.
Right, so here's where the plan clicks into place. Miao and Lu, they're thrown into a total panic. They're desperately asking who will go confront Han. And Niu Gao, bold as brass, steps forward. I will, but then bam. Lightning fast move, he grabs Miao Fu.
At the exact same moment Ji Qing seizes Lu Xingyan, it's like an internal coup within the rebellion itself. And the speed, the audacity, it's remarkable. Niu Gao and Ji Qing, they just use pure intimidation. They're yelling, "Who dares come up and seek death?" Threatening to kill the leaders right there. It completely paralyzes the rebels' own soldiers. They can't intervene. Then other imperial guards, seeing the leaders are caught, rush out. Miao and Lu's forces, they just scatter in disarray.
Wow.
So the rebellion is crushed, not through some long, bloody siege, but through this masterful bit of psychological warfare and just audacious capture.
Almost instantly, yeah. Gaozong is back on the throne. Han Shizong gets this huge reward, becomes the Prince of Qi. That's a really prestigious title. Huge imperial favor.
Big deal.
And Niu Gao and Ji Qing. They're offered positions as left and right grand governors. These are high-ranking military commands.
Yeah.
But Niu Gao's reaction to this, oh, it's absolutely classic. Tells you everything about him.
Yeah, this is where it gets really fascinating. Niu Gao's rejection is just so blunt, so defiant. It's completely unfiltered. He basically yells at the emperor directly. He says, "You, emperor, you didn't listen to my big brothers," meaning Yufei's words, "and that's what led to this disaster. We shouldn't have even come to save you, but we obeyed our big brother's order.
Unbelievable.
Now that the two rebels are executed, we're going back to report to him. Who wants to be an official?" And then, just like that, they ride off. Back to Tangyan, leaving the whole court just stunned.
So what this first part really shows us, I think, is how complex loyalty can be. It's not always passive obedience, right?
Not at all.
It can be active, even audacious. It can demand accountability, even from the emperor himself. It shows this unique mixed dedication to Yufei, but also Niu Gao's own strong, almost irreverent sense of self, of justice.
Yeah, it clearly wasn't about personal gain for them. It was about upholding what they thought was right, even if it meant, telling the emperor off to his face.
But peace never seems to last long in these stories, does it?
Rarely.
Fast forward just 7 years, Shaoxing year 7. That fragile peace, already starting to fray. New storms are brewing. You've got Yang Zixing causing trouble up in Shandong on Jiulong Mountain. And then this particularly nasty group of water bandits, Qi Fang, Luo Gang, Hao Xian running wild down at Lake Tai.
And these weren't just small incidents. They were significant threats, geographically spread out too.
Right. They demanded serious military attention.
And if you connect this to the bigger picture, the Southern Song context, it just underscores how vulnerable the dynasty always felt. Internal stability was always precarious, easily disrupted. These new rebellions, especially their scale, posed a real threat to the order they'd just reestablished. And, frankly, to Emperor Gaozong's credibility.
So Gaozong is understandably extremely troubled by this new wave of chaos. He asks his officials, okay, what do we do? And Grand Tutor Zhao Ding, who was a prominent and pretty astute advisor, he immediately recommends Yufei. Says straight up, only Yufei can suppress these rebels. Others might not be able to handle such a heavy responsibility. It's clear recognition of Yufei's unique status.
Absolutely. This moment just confirms Yufei's reputation. He was the preeminent military leader of his time, no question. But it also shows the emperor's lingering unease, almost like a political paralysis about calling him back. He knows he needs Yufei, but he definitely remembers that previous incident.
Yeah, he hesitates. He specifically brings up how last time he tried to summon Yufei, Niu Gao and Ji Qing didn't just reject the decree, they apparently tore it up.
Tore it up. Classic Niu Gao.
Right. And while Gaozong had pardoned them because, well, they did capture Miao and Lu, now he's worried Yufei himself might refuse to come. So for you, the listener, this really illustrates that classic ruler's dilemma. Even your most successful general, with loyal but outspoken subordinates, can become a source of anxiety for the court. It just lays bare that delicate, often tense balance between military power and imperial authority.
Which raises that timeless question, really. How much power, how much autonomy can you give a top general before they start to seem like a threat to the throne itself? It's a pattern you see again and again in imperial history.
But this is exactly where Empress Wei steps in. She comes up with this incredibly clever, really insightful bit of psychological diplomacy. She clearly understood both the emperor's problem and Yufei's character.
Yeah, she approaches Gaozong and suggests sending something unique along with the official decree, something personal. She offers to embroider the powerful phrase "Sasoe," which translates to loyalty to the nation, onto a pair of dragon and phoenix banners that she had personally made. So it's not just another imperial summons. It's transformed into this deeply personal symbolic appeal. It's aimed not just at Yufei's obedience, but at his highest ideals, his profound sense of national duty. It's really a masterstroke in imperial persuasion.
That is remarkably clever, isn't it? It's more than just an order. It's a direct challenge, a huge honor, and this powerful, almost spiritual reminder of a higher purpose.
Exactly.
And it's coming from the Empress herself. It's designed to get not just Yufei's grudging okay, but his full enthusiasm, his unwavering commitment. It taps right into his core values.
Precisely.
So the imperial envoy arrives at Yufei's home in Tangyuan, carrying both the official decree and these incredibly special banners. And Yufei, always the dutiful subject, a man of deep tradition, he receives them with the absolute utmost reverence, sets up an incense table, bows low, the whole ceremony before accepting the mandate.
And the decree itself, it's also very carefully written. It's a masterclass in persuasion and, frankly, flattery. It's designed to appeal to Yufei's sense of duty and his ambition. It acknowledges his past efforts, exerting full effort to serve the king. It highlights the current dire national situation, names the new rebels, specifically Yang Zixing, Qi Fang, Luo Gang. And crucially, it emphasizes the Empress's personal embroidery, loyalty to the nation. It urges him to come back immediately, reclaim his old post, lead his army, and it promises lavish future rewards, even named this Quilin Pavilion, a place of honor usually reserved for only the most distinguished imperial heroes.
Okay, so after accepting the decree, Yufei gathers his brothers, his top officers, to discuss the summons, and guess who immediately speaks up with his usual blunt, cynical take?
Let me guess. Niu Gao.
You got it. Niu Gao again voices this profound disdain. He calls the emperor like a plague emperor or bringer of misfortune.
Wow, that's pretty harsh.
Deeply contemptuous, yeah. Suggesting the emperor brings bad luck, only wants their help when there's fighting, while he just kicks back in the palace during peacetime. It's just raw, unfiltered frustration.
Incredible.
But Yu Fei, he delivers this truly powerful counterargument, a speech that really reveals the core of his philosophy, his unshakable vision. He reminds them of their duty, their position, the need to accomplish magnificent deeds, to bring glory to their ancestors.
So appealing to tradition, to legacy.
Exactly. But he also speaks of a much bigger purpose, the unifying goal. Welcome back the two emperors who were captured by the Jurchens and restore the Central Plains.
Ah, right. That's the huge national rallying cry. The two previous emperors captured, the Song Court forced south. Restoring the Central Plains was about national restoration, avenging that humiliation.
Precisely. It wasn't just abstract patriotism for him.
No, this is the very essence of Yu Fei's personal conviction. It's not just loyalty to this emperor Gaozong. It's this profound sense of duty, grand ambition, this unifying vision for China that went way beyond immediate politics. He was fighting for the soul of the nation, its lost glory, the need to fix that deep national wound.
And get this, he even tells his brothers to send their families back to their hometowns to ensure they're free of domestic worries so they can fully commit to this critical mission.
Wow, that level of dedication, prioritizing the mission above absolutely everything else, it really speaks volumes about how serious they saw this.
Let's focus.
It just vividly illustrates the huge personal sacrifices that were demanded when you serve such a deeply held higher ideal, total dedication, no room for divided loyalties or distractions.
So the enduring lesson here for us, maybe, it's about understanding all those different layers of motivation that are in play. You've got the pragmatic emperor, the politically astute empress, and then this general driven by an almost spiritual sense of loyalty, this grand national purpose, this epic vision for his homeland.
And true leadership, maybe, often requires inspiring commitment on all those different levels.
Right. So the decision's made, preparations are complete. Yu Fei sets off for the capital, Limmen. On the way, he makes a significant stop in Runzhou. He meets with his esteemed colleague, Marshal Han Shizong. They talk about the state of the nation, a clear sign of their shared concerns, their responsibilities before parting ways.
Yeah, that brief interaction, it reinforces that idea of a cohesive military leadership, even if they were sometimes independent-minded. These top generals, despite having their own commands, they stayed in touch, they shared this overarching concern for the empire. That network of trust was crucial for defense.
So Yu Fei arrives in Limmen, has his audience with the emperor. Gaozong is absolutely delighted, clearly relieved Yu Fei actually showed up.
His anxieties are gone for now.
Yeah. Yu Fei is officially reinstated to his former position, and Gaozong immediately asks him, okay, what's the strategy? How are we tackling these rebellions?
And Yu Fei lays out a very clear, prioritized plan. Pragmatic. He says, first, I'll deal with Yang Zixing on Jilong Mountain. He sees that as the more immediate, maybe more contained threat. Then, he says, I'll move to pacify the Lake Tai rebels. It shows not just his military skill, but real strategic thinking, assessing, prioritizing multiple threats efficiently.
The emperor is pleased. He offers Yu Fei 3 cups of imperial wine, big gesture of trust, of honor to strengthen his resolve. Then Yu Fei quickly starts organizing his forces. And guess who he picks as the vanguard, leading 3,000 soldiers into the first battle against Yang Zixing.
Oh, I think I know this one. It has to be Niu Gao again, right?
Bingo, Niu Gao. Despite the bluntness, the past defiance, the attitude toward the emperor, Yu Fei clearly recognizes and trusts Niu Gao's exceptional skill and leadership in the battlefield.
Yeah, it highlights something really important about effective leadership, doesn't it? Using talent, using strength, even if that strength comes packaged with a, well, strong, outspoken personality. Yu Fei knew Niu Gao's loyalty was ultimately to him and the cause, not necessarily to imperial niceties.
Exactly. And he gives another absolutely crucial role to his own son, Yu Yan, managing provisions, logistics. And he gives him this stern, timeless warning. Really underscores his military thinking. He says, basically, provisions are the most important matter for the army. Know that if the army goes one day without food, the 3 armies will revolt. This cannot be treated as a trivial matter.
Wow.
General Niu Gao, he's, let's say he's known for being a bit impulsive. He rocks up to Jilong Mountain in Shandong, and his first order is basically, take the mountain, then we'll figure out camping. No messing about.
Huh. Sounds like him. Straight to the point.
Right. And he immediately bellows out a challenge to the local leader, Yang Zaxing, calling him a hairy thief.
Charming. So how does that initial confrontation go? I imagine Niu Gao just charges right in.
Pretty much. He shouts something like, "You dog bandit! See your master Niu! Get off your horse and surrender!" Yang Zaxing, though, he's completely unfazed, just dismisses him, says something like, "You're not good enough for me. Go get Yu Fei."
Ouch. Burn.
Yeah, they fight maybe 12 or 13 rounds. Pretty quick. Yu Gao loses, has to retreat. But here's the interesting bit. Yang Zaxing doesn't chase him.
Why do you think that is? Just arrogance? Or something else?
It feels like more. Maybe he knows Niu Gao isn't the real prize. Or perhaps it shows a certain kind of warrior's confidence. Anyway, soon after, Yu Fei arrives with the main army. Niu Gao, probably feeling a bit sheepish, tells him he lost to some guy on a white horse with a silver spear.
And Yu Fei's reaction, is he angry?
Not angry, more. Gently corrective, almost like a teacher. His new brother, still so rash after all these years campaigning together. You didn't even ask his name. How will we record your deeds if you make a contribution? Next time, always ask their name first.
That's fascinating. It's not just about the fate itself, is it? He's thinking about records, morale.
Exactly. It's that bigger picture view. He's thinking about procedure, about a history, even in the middle of a campaign. And then, the reveal. Yu Fei laughs and says he knows the guy. He asks Niu Gao if he remembers Yang Zaxing from way back at the Bianqing small training ground.
Ah, so they have a history.
Oh, they do. Yu Fei confirms Niu Gao was never going to be a match for him. And this instantly shifts things, you know. Yu Fei isn't just thinking about defeating Yang Zaxing now. He's thinking recruitment.
Right. Seeing the opponent not just as an obstacle, but maybe as a future asset. That's a key leadership insight, isn't it? Knowing your people and your potential people.
Absolutely. Understanding your adversary deeply. It's crucial.
So the next day, Yu Fei decides to handle this personally, even though his generals object.
Yeah, they're like, "Marshal, this is beneath you." It's like using an ox cleaver to kill a chicken. But Yu Fei, he has this grand vision. He explains he wants Yang Zaxing. He calls him a potential tiger general, someone who could be a vital arm for the country.
An arm for what, specifically?
To push back the Jurchen invaders, the northern threat, and crucially, to welcome back the two emperors who had been captured. For Yu Fei, this is about restoring the Song dynasty, about national salvation, not just winning one battle.
Okay, so the stakes are incredibly high for him, personally.
Immense. And to underscore that, he gives these incredibly strict orders. Listen up. If I win, nobody comes forward. If I lose, nobody comes forward. Anyone violates this, it's military law.
Wow. No room for error there. He's isolating the encounter.
Precisely. And then we get this amazing description of Yang Zaxing as he rides out. The text calls him a peerless hero. Phoenix-winged helmet, fish-scale armor, rolling gold spear, white robe, silver horse. I mean, the whole image is just epic. Fair face, red lips, broad waist and shoulders, loud voice. It ends saying, truly, a peerless hero, the foremost among a million troops.
Okay, so definitely not your average bandit leader. This sets the stage for a serious encounter.
Totally. And Yu Fei starts off quite cordially. General Yang, he says, unharmed since we last met, reminds him of that training ground meeting.
Does Yang remember?
He does. He says, are you the Yu Fei who skewered the young King Liang? So the recognition is mutual.
And then Yu Fei tries to persuade him, right? Appeal to his better nature.
Exactly. He praises Yang's background, his skills, urges him. Serve the court, fight the invaders, win immortal fame. Don't waste your talent being a bandit. He's offering him glory, legacy.
It makes you wonder, why is someone like Yang Zaxing leading bandits? What's his side of the story?
Well, we're about to find out. Because Yang Zaxing doesn't just refuse. He unleashes this absolutely scathing attack on the Song government.
Oh, really? What does he say?
He blames the previous emperor, Huzong, for promoting corrupt officials, Kaijing, Tongguan. He talks about wasteful vanity projects like some temple built by Ling Shicheng and oppressive taxes like Zhu Mian's flower stone levy that apparently bankrupted people.
So he's connecting the court's corruption directly to the people suffering.
Directly. And he says that corruption, that mismanagement, is what led to the Jurchen invasion and the emperors being captured in the first place. He calls the current emperor dim-witted, says he trusts traitors and is just ruining the country. It's a brutal assessment.
Wow. That's quite the counter-argument. He's basically saying the state isn't worth serving.
Pretty much. And then he makes his own offer to Yu Fei. He says, look, you're wasting your time. Why don't you join me? We'll raise an army in Shandong, take over the Song court first, then deal with the Jurchens. We can share the power and wealth.
Whoa. He's trying to recruit Yu Fei. And he even warns him.
Yeah, he warns him that sticking with the current emperor could lead to disaster, maybe even ending up dying without a burial place. It's a stark warning.
This is a fundamental clash of loyalties, isn't it? Serve the flawed state or rebel for a potentially better future.
Absolutely. But Yue Fei doesn't budge. He stands firm. A subject serves loyally. A son shows filial piety. I was born in great song. I am a song's subject. He reminds Yang of his own family's honorable history. It's a powerful moment, highlighting these deep, conflicting ideas about duty and governance.
So words fail. It has to be settled by combat.
Seems so. They agree to send their troops back, fight it out one-on-one, warrior's honor and all that.
And the duel itself, I imagine it's pretty spectacular.
Oh, the description is amazing. Yue Fei's spear like pear blossoms. Yang Zixing's spears splitting into 8 forks. It's like 2 dragons fighting, a pair of tigers competing. Just relentless.
How long does it go on?
Get this.
What?
Over 300 rounds. And still no clear winner. They're perfectly matched. Exhausted, they agree to stop and pick it up again the next day.
300 rounds. That's incredible. So day 2, Yue Fei gives the same strict order again.
Yes. He tells his generals, stay back 3 arrows distance, and he repeats the threat, interfere, and you face execution. He's deadly serious about this one-on-one code.
Okay, setting the scene. What goes wrong? Because something obviously does.
Well, just as they're about to start, Yue Fei's son, Yu Yun, shows up bringing supplies for the army. He's just arrived, doesn't know the specific order for this fight.
Uh-oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
And who should spot him but Niu Gao? Still impulsive, probably meaning well, but completely oblivious to the marshal's strict command for this moment. He shouts, "Nephew, perfect timing, quick, go help your dad, capture this bandit, let's get this over with."
Oh no, Niu Gao.
Exactly. And Yu Yan, hearing his uncle, thinking he's helping, just charges in yelling, "Father, take a break. Let your son capture this rebel."
What does Yang Zixing do? He must be furious.
Absolutely livid, he immediately stops fighting. "Yue Fei," he shouts, "your discipline is a joke. What kind of marshal are you? Forget it. I'm not fighting you anymore." And he just turns his horse and retreats.
Man, all that buildup, the honor code, ruined by a well-intentioned mistake. That really shows how critical clear communication is, doesn't it?
Crucial, especially in a military setting. A single misunderstanding can unravel everything. And Yue Fei, he is incandescent with rage.
At his son.
At the breach of discipline, he instantly orders Yu Yun seized, bound, and taken away for execution.
Execution for trying to help.
For violating a direct military order during combat. To Yue Fei, the law is absolute. The generals are horrified, obviously. They rush forward, plead with Yue Fei, explain Yu Yan had just arrived. He didn't know the specific command.
Does Yue Fei listen?
He does relent, slightly. He spares his life but orders 40 heavy strokes with the military punishment rod instead. Still incredibly severe.
40 strokes is harsh. But then something else happens, right, with Niu Gao?
Yeah, this is amazing. Niu Gao suddenly realizes the catastrophe he caused by shouting to Yu Yun. He steps forward and says, basically, "Marshal, this was my fault. Let me take half the punishment from my nephew. Niu Gao will take the next 20 strokes.
Wow. Niu Gao offering to take the beating. That's unexpected. Does Yue Fei agree?
Yeah, he does. He accepts Niu Gao's offer. It's a remarkable moment of, I guess, shared responsibility or atonement.
But it doesn't end there, does it? Yue Fei uses this whole incident strategically.
He does. He tells another general, Zhang Bao, to carry the wounded Yu Yun, who's just been beaten over to Yang Zixing's camp on Jilong Mountain.
As a message.
As an apology. He instructs Zhang Bao to explain to Yang Zixing why Yu Yun was punished for breaking the command, for interfering in their duel. It's Yue Fei demonstrating the severity of his discipline, showing that even his own son isn't above the law.
How does Yang Zixing react to seeing Yue Fei's beaten son brought as an apology?
He gets it. He reportedly says, now this is more like a marshal. He acknowledges the integrity behind the harsh act, and he agrees, okay, they'll fight again tomorrow.
That whole sequence is just intense. It really lays bare the demands of leadership, doesn't it? The harshness, the need for unwavering discipline, but also that strange code of honor.
Absolutely. It shows that for Yue Fei, upholding the law and the integrity of his command structure was paramount, even above paternal feeling. It's tough, but it earns Yang's respect back.
So later that evening, the mood must be pretty somber in Yue Fei's camp.
Yeah, the text gives us this really poignant scene. Yue Fei is in his tent. Yu Yan is there too, crying. But apparently he's not crying because of the pain or resentment. He's crying because he misses his dead grandmother, saying if she were alive, she would have pleaded for him.
Oh man, that adds another layer
He
entirely.
really does. And Yu Fei himself seems affected, grieving too. He just tells his son to rest. It's this rare glimpse of the man behind the armor, carrying this immense personal burden alongside the weight of command.
It humanizes him incredibly, shows the cost.
Definitely. These leaders weren't just pieces on a game board. They had families, sorrows. And just as Yu Fei is trying to get some rest himself, dealing with all this, a guard comes in.
Yeah. What is it?
The guard reports, Marshal Old Master Yang is here to visit.
Old Master Yang, not Yang Zixing, surely.
Yu Fei is confused too. Which Old Master Yang, he asks. And then this new general arrives, described as wearing golden armor, square face, large ears, majestic. A completely different figure.
Wow. Talk about a cliffhanger. Who could this be?
Exactly, it leaves you hanging. Just when you think things might settle down, another unknown element enters the picture.